Good morning, fam. It's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker. And I'm coming to you today because I got a little bit of news for y'all this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is doing okay. I told y'all to watch the news. Watch the news. Everything triggers the news, okay? Everything triggers the news. Let me just put my safety vest back up here. Hello, hello, hello. Everything triggers the news. So this morning, well, not this morning, October the 4th, the Business Insider. Hey, how exec? What's going on with you? The Business Insider had did an article on October the 4th, and it says that another 4,200 truck drivers lost their jobs in September as a recession slams America's $800 billion trucking industry. Okay, so this is what's going on. Listen, trucking exec, do you think that these big companies are going to start going bankrupt so somebody else can take it over, and that's how they're going to get out of this? I think they're going to all file bankruptcy one after another, and then they're gonna go put in somebody else's name and restart all over, and then that way they don't have. That's what it is. They're gonna file bankruptcy, and they gonna put in a mama name or somebody else's name and redo the business. The bank going to call a no. That's what's gonna happen. Everybody finna file. They gonna file bankruptcy, and somebody gonna take over the companies and stuff like that. But I they just gonna get out of it and put in somebody else's name. That's what I think they gonna do. They gonna get out of it and put in somebody else's name. Listen, let me read y'all. Okay, in September, the September report also clarified that 5,100 trucking payrolls was slashed in August, up from 4,500 previously reported from the preliminary numbers. Okay, the federal government September jobs reported that 4,200 truck drivers lost their jobs in that month alone. So 4,200 truck drivers have lost their jobs. Um, and the month. Yes, the banks are going to want their loans due early. Yep. Um, the earnings have sank. Companies are going bankrupt, and it's going to start affecting everybody. Okay, let me read y'all this article from Business Insider, just in case you all did not get a chance to see it. It says, my business is finished because the cost of freight has dropped to an all-time low, Standard told Business Insider. It's sad when I sacrifice every day, every week, every holiday gone from my family. Trucking has been in a recession since the first half of 2019, according to the ACT research. That fact doesn't surprise truck drivers, dozens of whom have told Business Insider that their earnings have slashed this year. Somebody else said, I don't know how long I can stay in business. Truckers' fears have soared to recession level highs. While freight volumes have ticked up in July and August, indicators that a recession is still gripping Americans' 800 billion trucking market. The federal government's monthly job report said on October the 4th that trucking companies slashed 4,200 payrolls. Manufacturing, which tracks the trucking industry, cut 4,000 jobs. The job report was otherwise mixed, and transportation as a whole added 15,700 jobs. In September report, they also clarified that 5,100 trucking payrolls were slashed in August, up from 4,500 previously reported in the preliminary numbers. Let's see. In the first half of 2019, around 640 trucking companies went bankrupt. So we're not getting all the companies that have went out of business. So 640 trucking companies went bankrupt according to the industry data of Broughton Capital LLC. That's more than triple the amount of bankruptcies from the same period last year, which was 175. The recession in trucking has especially affected small carriers who operate largely on the spot market. Y'all, drivers have been telling y'all, people that's been in the industry have been telling y'all about the spot market. Trucking loads can either be picked up on demand through the spot market or through a pre-arranged contract. The contract market comprises the vast majority of the trucking market, according to the American Trucking Association, the ATA. Spot market rates have crashed in 2019, while contract market rates haven't seen the same dip. So what that means is if you're on the spot market, it's not good for you to be on there right now. Contracted, the only people that are surviving, looks like right now, is the contracted market rates haven't seen the same dip. So that means that if you have a contracted, if you have a direct freight contract, then you haven't seen much of the change. So who has the direct freight? It's going to be the mega carriers who have their direct customer accounts, okay? That's why people are not surviving on the stock market. Not everybody, but a lot of them. According to the most recent indices report, freight indices report, drive-in spot rates are down 16.1% from the same period in 2018, okay? Contract freight is only down 8.1%. Okay, that's a big difference when you're on the spot market. So if you're trying to run an entire fleet on the spot market, it's going to be extremely difficult if you have high fixed costs. Okay. Also, pay attention to FreightWaves if y'all want to know more about it, and the percentage of the spot markets being down and how all this affects you. Pay attention to FreightWaves, okay? But if you're not an owner operator and you're a company driver, not too much is going to affect you. But if you're out there trying to start your fleet, trying to lease trucks out there on the spot market, this may affect you. Now is not the time. If you are leasing your truck and you are trying to run that truck directly on on the spot market freight, then now is not the time to do that. Now is not the time to go buy a brand new truck. Now is not the time to go and just run your business off the spot market. You're going to have to get with a company that has contracted freight so you can survive, okay? And some people are not going to be able to survive because their fixed cost is still too high right now. But if you're at a company that has contracted freight, you should be okay right now, okay? Roadrunner, the 31st largest, Roadrunner is the 31st largest trucker in the U.S. announced Monday, that they cut their division by 10%, okay? So they're the 31st largest trucking company, and they cut their drive-in by 10% because it's unprofitable in the drive-in sector. Coal Carriers, a refrigerated company with more than 400 truck drivers, filed bankruptcy last week. Coal Carriers. It will continue operations as it restructures its debt obligations, and industry leaders J.B. Hunt, Knight Swift, and Snyder all had to slash their annual outlooks this year. So if you got the mega companies cutting back just to save their company, imagine what it's doing to the smaller carriers and a smaller fleets. Okay, you got to stop the bleeding. Okay, you got to stop the bleeding. Let's see. Other than that, y'all, that's all it says. But just keep in mind what's going on out here. Pay attention to the news. Pay attention to the reports. Growth right now is not recommended. Growth right now is not recommended. Hold on before you go out there purchasing new equipment. Just hold on for a minute, okay? This is going to have to reset itself in some kind of way. And we don't know just as of yet if it's going to continue to decrease, or is it going to stabilize, bottom up, and then make a turn and go back up. Okay, but right now it's on a steady decline. So the best thing to do, I feel, and this is just my opinion, okay, take it for what it's worth. All right, I don't know too much, but in my opinion, I would just hold on to what I have right now if I can, and not worry about growing as far as right now. It's going to be a time where you'll be able to do that, but right now, and if you're in a situation that, you know, you steadily throwing money out the window, you're not seeing any profits, and you're going further and further in the hole, you're going to have to make a decision if you are going to cut your losses. Okay, at some point in time, you're going to have to look at your bottom line and realize, is it time for you to cut your losses? Are you at a place where you can come back from? Okay, if not, then you may have to cut your losses. Okay, especially if you have a family and other people to depend on you. You got to be able to put yourself in a position to bring income in the house. Okay, this doesn't look like it's going to get any better, so you got to make a decision what you want to do. If it's turning in a truck, y'all, you can't be emotionally attached to these equipments. These equipments break down. These equipments, they're used as a tool, and you can't be emotionally attached to it if it's just draining you. You got to make a sound decision of, when is it okay to cut my losses, recoup, regroup, okay? Press the reset button and then go from there. You can always get another truck. Let me see. I don't estimate that the trucking industry will stabilize until next summer. Probably in all my years of trucking, I've never heard of all these. That's right. So are you going to continue to sink your money into something, especially if you're on the spot market right now, y'all going to have to look at your finances. You're going to have to sit back and look at your finances to see, am I going to be able to survive this? Like, just like, let's see, Trucker Storm said, if it's not looking to survive until next summer, okay, can you go through winter? Y'all, we get ready to hit winter, okay? So you're going to have storms, you're going to have black ice, you're going to have all kinds of things. This is just in the summer, and people are not able to survive. Last month, they was talking about automatic trucks, just another people worried. But if the economy is not going to change in the industry until next summer, you got to look at your business structure and see if you're able to is a good time to start trucking school. Yes, I'm not talking about going to school, getting you a company job and things like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying if you want to be a truck driver, you shouldn't get in the industry right now. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're a truck driver and you have a business, okay, and you have a business and you are a one truck, two truck, three truck, four business, either you're going to have to come up some other, either you are going to have to come up with some other ways to make revenue so that you don't go under in your business, or you're going to have to cut that business out. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about company drivers right now. I'm not talking about people trying to get into school right now. This is not going to affect you. Okay, it's affecting the people that are owner operators, people that have went and leased a truck with these high payments. Okay, $900,000. And I have to be honest, when you're moving another company and you're making a $900 a week payment, I have to be careful with you. I can't move you to a company that is just going to get their freight off the stock market, because that is not going to benefit you in any kind of way. So when you're talking to recruiters, and because the first option for you is you're going to try to move your truck. That's what you're going to try to do, okay? You're going to try to move your truck. So when you move your truck, you need to make sure that you move it at a calculated, make a calculated move, okay? So you're going to be looking at big companies like the Swift, the CRST, the, whatever the case may be, so you can at least survive and make some kind of money. It ain't going to be like it was when you was just totally on the spot market by yourself, okay? At least you'll know you'll have a run, or you can get a dedicated run, and you can look at that and say, hey, maybe I can run like this for a little bit. It ain't like the money that I'm used to, or it ain't like the money that I really want, but I'm glad I gave up my truck. It was so much hassle and stress. Yes, and that's another thing, Trucker Storm, is when we going through something like this, the stress, the emotional stress of having to make that payment every month, y'all, this ain't got nothing to do about us out here being a boss and all this kind of stuff. It's about making smart business decisions, okay? And I think I was talking to a driver, Casanova, Roland. And I was like, I told Roland, I said, Casanova, I told him, I said, how did you survive, in 2008 when drivers, when this happened before? And he was like, Tamara, I had to look at everything. And then another thing that I had to do was I had to let it go. He said it had got to the point where my heart was hurt and my chest was hurt. I could feel pain in my chest, It had got to the point where, I'm worried about losing my house because my mortgage is due. I'm 3 months behind on my mortgage, okay? You don't want to put yourself through that kind of stress and mental anguish out here on the road trying to catch up, because you may not be able to catch up, okay? You can get a truck again, y'all. It's not the end of the world. You can get a truck again. And the reason why I say that is because I'm glad I trade 4X. I know. That's what I'm glad I trade 4X too. I'm glad I learned about the trading industry. I'm glad I learned about this. But you got to find a way to make it through the tough times, okay? You got to find a way to make it through the tough times. So if that means giving up your truck, that's what you have to do. Okay, it's not time to be playing around out here and trying to catch up from thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and you just throwing the money away. You just bleeding out, just throwing the money away. You got to be able to stop it, put a Band-Aid on it, let it heal up, and then once you get everything back together, go back out there and do it again. Y'all, this industry ain't going nowhere. Okay, it's gonna have its ups and downs, and that's what the old timers, or that's what the people that's been in the industry a long time, that's how they're surviving. So when you're looking at a person, okay, you've been in the industry for 10, 15 years, why you don't have all these many trucks, or why you're not running under your authority, or why you're not doing this, A lot of times, y'all, these people have already done that. It doesn't mean they found a way to survive and be happy with what they're doing. And they don't have all that stress and that headache of how they're going to make the payments every week, or how they're going to make their car note or their house note or all that kind of stuff. They have peace of mind. And sometimes peace of mind is better than out there trying to stress and worry about when or how or where you're going to be able to pay your truck note. Okay, don't you got to make a change. I'm telling you this right now. If you are in that situation, you're going to have to sit down, look at your business model, and see, am I able to survive from this, or do I need to cut my losses, find me a company job, bring home $1,200-$1,500 a week, and call it a day. Okay, because if you're an owner operator and you had your truck and you go back out there and you come back and you're doing company driving, you're not at 38 cents a mile. You're not at 38 cents a mile. You're going to be able to get a job with 50 cents a mile or whatever the case may be. Now, 50 cents a mile is still going to be able to get you $1,200-$1,500. Y'all, $1,200-$1,500 may not be what you was getting, $3,000. I don't know what you was getting out there on the spot market. It may not be that, but there it is a revenue that is coming in that will help you maintain, build it back up. If y'all entrepreneurs, y'all know how this works. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're a true entrepreneur, y'all know how this works. Y'all know how we got to cut our losses and we got to bounce back. Okay, when I was at KLLM, I was just rocking and rolling, and checks was coming in and all this kind of stuff. And I got pressured into going, getting on the low board and doing all this kind of stuff, and 75% of the load and all that kind of stuff. Like I told y'all, I went over there, got my behind handed to me. Okay, handed to me. And what I do, I went back to KLLM. Did I care about what anybody else say? No, because I had to go back and rebuild on my own. And then next time when you make your next move, now you know what to do. You can learn from your mistakes, and you learn and you know what to do. You know how to move. You know, you done built that savings back up. You done made sure that everybody was okay at the house. Because let me tell you something. If you marry and you have a family and you have kids, some of y'all got wives that don't even work. Okay, so you are the only breadwinner in the family. You can't keep letting that money go out the window. You can't. First and foremost, before you care about that truck and having that truck or whatever the case may be, and the title of being an owner operator, first and foremost, you got to take care of home. Rule 101 is to take care of home first. However, you have to do that. Okay, and save money. Yes, sir. You got to save money. You got to take care of home, and you got to save money. So whatever you got to do to regroup and do that. And let me tell you something. People that you are around, if they don't support you in that, because first thing I did, I reached out and I was like, look, this is not working for me. I'm going to have to go back over to KLLM. I said, and I got this nice old truck, and y'all remember the International? I was like, I got this nice old truck, and you know, I thought I was able to do this, and and I'm not able to do that. Now I got to go back to KLLM. You know what? The people that was around me told me, do what you got to do to make it work for you. Don't worry about what everybody else say. Don't worry about how people going to say this, that, and the third. Do what you have to do. A smart business owner will cut their losses, go make their money again, and try it again. That's what you're going to do. But don't let you get so far behind to the point that you at bankruptcy, to the point that you're at losing your marriage. Okay, you may not just lose your truck, but you may lose your family and your wife and kids. They're not gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? You may lose all that. It's not don't do that to yourself. Don't stress yourself out like that. Don't have those emotional breakdowns like that. You got to do what you got to do to survive out here. And you know, if we sitting up here just boasting about owner operator this and owner operator that, and go get your truck and do all that kind of stuff, we are doing you a disservice by not letting you know the reality of what this business is. And that's what you get from the people that's been in here for 20 years, y'all. They've been through this before. This has happened in 2008. So when you look at somebody and say, you know, oh, they had their own authority or they had trucks, people did this. They do this all the time. And if they want that again, they could do that. But it's a choice that they consciously made to say, you know what? This is what's working for me. Being able to provide for my family and take care of them and have a steady income that comes in, that's what's working for me. Y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. As a recruiter, okay, I'm getting the calls. My business is booming right now. As a recruiter, I'm getting the calls. And I have to be honest with some people. If you're telling me that your payment is $1,000 a month, we're gonna have to have that talk of what we're gonna do. Okay? If you're coming in this industry and you've been working for 3 months over there at CR England or Swift or whatever, and you ready to step out and make some more money, we about to have a serious talk, because I can't let you do that. I haven't let nobody sign up in the last couple of months on no lease program. It's a time and it's a place for everything. But right now, as a recruiter, I'm not putting you in that right now. What we doing over here is we gonna get you a company job, okay? We gonna get you some home time if you got a family. We gonna get you some money coming in so you'll have a check every week. And we gonna ride this out until we get some more experience and it starts to go back up. Once it does that, then if you want to look at ownership or whatever the case may be, or leasing or what, I'm not against leasing. Y'all, I'm in the lease right now. But I was able to work off the $1.02 plus the, what? I get paid $1.39 a mile. My check averages $2,000. I'm not making $3,600. So I make the same regardless if the market is high or the market is low. Because the thing to me is not, there's no quick, fast money out here. Okay? It's slow and easy. Slow and steady. That's how you win the race. Slow and steady. Do not come to me talking to me about, I just got my license and I want to go buy a truck, a brand new truck. Don't talk to me about that. We're going to talk about, you want to have a conversation? We're going to talk about, okay, you just got your license. This is how we're going to move. Why am I telling you this? Because I've been there. I had those. Go back and look at my videos. Year one, what did I want to do? I want to be a fleet owner. I want to have 5 trucks. You can do that, but we got to move a little differently, okay? We got to move a little differently. Build. If you get somewhere, stay there. Fixed costs low. $412 a week. Okay? That's all we're trying to do is survive. And then if you sit and stop jumping over here, you cannot focus and have the road to ownership if you're jumping from company to company. You're going to have to get your butt somewhere and sit down. Like my mama used to tell me. What your mama say? Get your butt somewhere and sit down, okay? And wear it out. Wear it out. If that's what you want to do. If you want to go the ownership way, you're going to have to do your research. You're going to have to pick the company that you can survive at for 4 or 5 years, however long the lease is or whatever the case may be, and ride that joker out. Ups and downs. But it's going to be all right. Y'all, it's going to be all right. And the reason why this affects me so much is because it's happening to people, my friends, you know, my people that's in my circle. And the thing that you want now, when you have people around you and things are happening to them, you got to be supportive. Supportive. $412 a month. You can't get mad at that. But you got to be supportive. You got to be supportive of each other. You know, this is not the time to say, oh, you know, this person failed or this person turned in their truck. No, this is a time for us as YouTubers to get on and talk about how we going to survive through this. Because at the end of the day, we all in this together. At the end of the day, we all in this together. Okay? We all trying to fight the companies and trying to fight, you know, all this control and everything. I don't care where you're at in the industry, whether you're a company driver, an independent operator, a lease driver, an owner operator. I don't care where you at in that spectrum, there's always somebody else over you trying to get over. So why not we help each other survive out here? That's all you gotta do. If you out here say, look, my company over here making 50 cents a mile, it'll get you, you know, $1,200 a week. $1,200 a week is always better than negative $500 a week. All day, every day. Okay? So, and if you're in a position where that have accumulated so many bills that you can't catch up with what's coming in the door, then you're going to have to consolidate and see what's important to you. But you don't pack your bag and go home. You was built for this. You know what I'm saying? This is what you do. You built for it. So if you built for it in the good times, you got to be built for it in the bad times. And it's all about survival. And that's what we do. We support each other when we have good times, and we support each other when we have bad times. But at the end of the day, I don't care what you do in this industry. If you don't have any other streams of income that's coming in, I don't know what to tell you. You got to build and got to find something else where you could generate some other profit. You got to. Other than that, y'all, I got to go. I'm about to go get some lunch. Oh, my phone done fell. I'm about to go get some lunch. Had a great day this morning. Got up this morning. What we do, Travis? I had my biggest day ever. Okay? $439. Did we do $439 this morning? Travis, where you at? 30 minutes. I was getting loaded at the shipper. And we do $439. Travis, we are at $1,700 right now. I've done the calculations, and we got to do, Travis, I need $283 extra a day. $283 extra a day, and we can go get that title. How about that? We go get that title. So that's what I'm working on, y'all. We did $439 today, and we through training for today. $439. We through trading for today. Okay. And those of you all that think that you all need a lot of money to do this, you don't. Start somewhere. Start researching and studying the market. The only way that I'm able to get $439 a day is because of the leverage. You're not going to get that with $50. So don't think that you're going to do that with a $50 account, okay? You got to build it over a period of time. I started out with 10-cent lot sizes, 0.1 10-cent lot sizes. As your account gets up to be $1,000, you are now graduated to 1.0 lot sizes, which is $1. And then as it grows, I have more money to leverage with. So it's going to stay in there, okay? Because we are all about growing, slowly but surely, all about growing, getting that goal and reaching the goal, and call it a day. It's before 12 o'clock. You know, before 12 o'clock, I'm done with my trading session. 5 days. Tomorrow's our last day of trading, and we through for the weekend. That's it. 5 days. Okay? Other than that, y'all, peace, love, and joy, and happiness. Got to go back in here and work on these applications. Got some folks going to school. Yes, Lord. Going to school and moving companies. Other than that, I will holler at y'all later.